I feel betrayed by Robyn, just betrayed. I felt like I could never really trust her, ever. You know, there's things I confided in her, and then she would tell Kody, and I'd get in trouble. I couldn't trust her. There was just a couple times where I trusted her, and I would tell her things that I thought were incompetence, and then I'd get in trouble for them, and Kody would get mad. I can't trust her, so I stopped confiding in her.
Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. You know, I got so much flack last year when I brought up the mortgage fraud that was happening on Sister Wives. And I did a whole series about gifts, gift letters, how to qualify, and what Kody and Robyn likely did in order to get their home. I pushed back on this idea that Kody and Robyn were really combining money with the other wives at the point that they bought that house. And I also indicated that if Kody and Robyn were to pay back Janelle or Mary, they could go to prison. And this is exactly what I learned last night. Now, for any of you that don't know, I spent 4 to 5 years working in mortgage. I worked on qualifying individuals for new homes that built like new homes construction. I'm privy to what the process is for underwriting, or at least I was. I mean, it's been a while. It's been like 20 years since I worked in mortgage, but I still understand the basics. And one basic is that documentation matters, and a gift or money that's used from another source has to be documented, especially if it's a large deposit. And in the case of Kody and Robyn, they've full on admitted for years that they needed money from Janelle and Mary to qualify for the house because they didn't have the down payment. But for years, Robyn has denied that this money wasn't hers to have. She stated that it was family money. Family money. She denied that the money belonged to Janelle or to Mary, that it was all family money. Not true. Not true. Not true. On this episode, as they're trying to settle up Coyote Pass, Janelle talks about the money that she gave to them for their new home. Now, and Kody she calls it a gift. It's a whole thing. And Robyn refuses to be a part of the conversation about Coyote Pass. I think Robyn is avoiding her creditors. I think Robyn is too afraid to be involved in conversations with them because she doesn't want to have to deal with the accountability of it. It seems like a really poor excuse, but this is how it plays out.
There's a lot of toxicity in this family. A lot. It's a lot of crap talk. There's a lot of nasty behavior back and forth. I just don't think that throwing us together in a room and seeing what happens, I mean, that's just like a bad idea.
You know how at the end of a season, whether it's on like the Bravo series, whether it's on Housewives, whether it's on 90 Day Fiance, or on, when it was Vanderpump Rules, whatever the show was, MTV, whatever you're watching, Teen Mom, and they would be confronted with their behavior. They would be confronted with the fallout. People that were at odds with each other would confront one another. Robyn avoids conflict, so she says. And I'm going to preface this by saying I'm a conflict avoider. I'm not an accountability avoider. I'm a conflict avoider. I don't like conflict, and if I don't want to be in a situation that's highly will cause combative behavior, I don't want to go there. But I don't believe that Robyn actually is avoiding these women because she's avoiding conflict. Because when Kody was yelling and screaming at Janelle and at Christine and at Mary in these group sessions, she had zero problem being there. She had no problem egging Kody on while he yelled and screamed at Christine with the knife in the kidney, and she pretended and cried like Christine mistreated her, right? And she had no problem all the different times that Kody was verbally abusive to Janelle and screaming at her and yelling at her, right? No problem. But now, all these years later, she says they can't get together because of the toxic behavior, because of all the crap talk. acting like as though it's unsafe and dangerous. There's literally nothing dangerous about getting 4 adults or 5 adults in the room, and she's already been in the same room with Christine multiple times, and literally nothing has happened. Christine played nice, she played nice, Kody played nice, everything was fine. This layered of it's dangerous is a way to isolate herself from them and to avoid accountability. If she were forced to sit down with, say, a moderator for a show doing a tell all, she would be forced to address uncomfortable truths because now it's 3 women that have all had an issue and all had the same experience, and the favoritism and the neglect and the theft of money and the swindling that these 2 did would be too obvious and too apparent, and she wouldn't want to take the accountability. She uses weaponized language like dangerous and unsafe to make herself the perpetual victim so that she doesn't have to ever take accountability.
So Cody's like, I gotta have this phone call, and I'm like, do I need to be there? He's like, probably not. Okay, great. I don't. It's too heartbreaking, and it puts me in a bad place.
It's only a matter of time before Robyn starts referring to Janelle, Christine, and Mary as abusive. I guarantee you it's coming. It's going to come very quickly. In order for Robyn to preserve the narrative in her head, she's going to start accusing everyone around her of abusing her, like she did with the kids. And now it's unsafe for her to be in a conversation about Coyote Pass because why? And it makes her unwell. Well, the unwell part is a manipulation for Kody, right? So it's like if she tells Kody she can't participate in a conversation, then she's telling him he can't fight her on it. He can't say, well, you need to come because you're an adult. Instead, it keeps her in a role where he has to protect her. And so she's playing into that whole concept. But not going to the meeting means she's not forced to be confronted with what's happened and confronted about possible money. I don't know. This conversation that occurred between them in their dialogue when they were all talking about Coyote Pass, there wasn't anything tense that happened. I mean, it was pretty blah, honestly. Pretty blah. I mean, Kody does admit during the conversation that he's doing this because he needs to get the money for this house.
I loved Coyote Pass, and I am going to miss being able to play out there. I'm going to miss the memories because I'm very nostalgic. I'm actually going to be relieved that closing on this and giving them their money from it will finally just, hey, it's done. I don't have any more a financial attachment to you at all.
What I really don't like from a financial perspective is that the 2 women are not at all involved in the conversation with the realtor. And I don't like that their names aren't on the title yet so that they can't be a part of the negotiation process. It just feels kind of like another level of control. Technically speaking, each one of them as owners has an opportunity to be a part of any negotiation between realtors. They are allowed to have a conversation with the realtor Justin here in this case. They're welcome to push back on offer, price, ask question about appraisals. What really bothers me in all of this is that there's no questions. You know, I feel like Kody really relies on them and their ignorance and their lack of understanding about property. Where how did you get to the 125 per acre? Where did that number come from? Did you pull that out of thin air? What are the parameters of the sale? You know, is there contingency? Is it cash? You know, I had a lot of questions here, but more than anything, Kody was acting like the reason why it was being held up was because of them. The truth is that they've been demanding and asking for this for years, and he's finally doing it. And he's only doing it because he doesn't have the money that he needs for that house. And I just don't know how, because when he sold the house at Hash Knife, the money from that went to this new home, right? They have a $1.6 million mortgage. As of right now, today, 2025, that mortgage has not changed. So how does this money that they're getting from the sale of Coyote Pass help their house that they have right now? How? Unless he put it into the home and gave it to the lender. But then why didn't he refinance? It's so confusing. So confusing. And when Janelle speaks to Maddie about it, she asks her about the money for Robyn's house.
What about the money that you put into the house?
I don't think there's any way for me to get that bad. It was a gift.
So Maddie has been telling me, and my kids sort of feel like I should pursue the money that I put into Robyn's house. It's going to be a fight. If I want that money back, there's always a billion reasons why he doesn't owe it. And I just think at this point that might just be a dead issue.
The one person that got screwed in this entire situation is Janelle. It's not Mary, because when Mary's house sold, Kody was on the title. Kody was on the mortgage. Any of that equity between the sale of that home belonged to Kody and Mary. So Mary can't say that it was her money because it was a marital asset they had when they were married. But Janelle sold her home and Kody was not on the mortgage. He was not on the title at all. When she sold, I'm pretty sure she ended up giving them close to $100,000. All right. Can you imagine saying that $100,000 is a dead issue? Can you imagine that your ex-husband or whoever, your polygamist spiritual husband, convinces you to give him a gift so that he can buy his house, and then you never get it back, but you can't ask for it back because what she's not saying is she called it a gift. That tells me that for mortgage purposes, she has no legal grounds whatsoever to ask for the money back. Once you sign over a gift and you sign a gift letter, it is legally binding. If it was misrepresented by you and by him, both parties are on the hook for mortgage fraud. Kody and Robyn are more so on the hook for the mortgage fraud, but Janelle could also be liable. But Kody bet on the fact that, and probably told her, once we get to your house and we get for you, I'll put in the money for it, which is probably why she fought so hard on Coyote Pass, right? To get property. And then that's probably one of the reasons why she ultimately ended up leaving, because he never made her a priority at all. I have to say something here. Janelle claims that she is very smart with her money. She claims to be the bookkeeper. She claims to be the one that's good at finance. Nothing in this situation suggests that Janelle protected herself legally, that she was making a good financial decision, and that she's good with finances. Had she truly been good with finance, she would have made sure that it wasn't a gift. She would have made sure her name was on the title, that she was a joint owner, and that she shared the debt. That way, when the house sold, she could get her money back. But that's not what happened. And sure, Kody 100% conned her, but also Janelle has a degree, has worked in finance, has been a bookkeeper. It's wild to me that someone can say, like, I'm good at finance and I'm good with the books and I'm a smart money manager, and then on television say I can't get the money back because it's a gift because the lawyer told her that, right? A lawyer, any good lawyer is going to look at the mortgage, going to look at the qualifications and say, did you sign a gift letter? Yes. Then you can't ask for the money back. It was not a loan. Well, Kody said he would pay me back or he would get me a house for this gift. If Kody gives you any money, you and Kody and Robyn could all go to jail. They could all be charged with mortgage fraud. She can't file a charge against him because on the show, she said that they were using family money and that they were all in on this together. She can't claim the victim because she admitted that they all did this together. And the truth is she is a victim. Kody and Robyn did con her because once they got the money, then they pushed everyone out, right? It's just sick. But then listen to what Kody has to say. He lies. Absolutely lies.
Janelle helped Robyn and I buy our house. And I settled that debt with Janelle back in January. And I'd been working on it for quite a long time. This just made it fair. And she just stated to me after that was done in January or February, she said, our debt is settled. You're good with me. It was more than fair.
Yeah, I think I would feel the closing of the chapter of Coyote Pass a little sharper. It's sad that dream is over, but I have a new dream, and it's better.
Kody and Robyn bought the house in 2019. There was never a secondary loan that had Janelle's name on it, and there was no lien attached for Janelle, like a lien for the money that she gave him for the down payment. She was never on the title. He put $222,000 down. They refinanced it in 2021, likely to try to avoid the fraud component of it. Well, if I just get a new loan and we finally qualify without needing any down payment, we're good. We can just forget about the fact that there was a gift letter in the first mortgage and there's not a gift letter in the second mortgage. Perhaps. I don't know. That's me spitballing. But It doesn't change the fact that the original fraud occurred. So if he admits to paying back a loan that's a gift, it's mortgage fraud. I don't know that he actually paid her back. And it's the way it's edited, they don't give her a chance to refute that. She says there would be a million reasons for why Kody wouldn't repay her. There'd be a million reasons for why she couldn't have it. And so it wasn't even worth it for her. Kody says he settled the debt with her in January or in February, looking the direction of somewhere else because he's probably lying, and that they're good. So Janelle is likely wouldn't be on the hook for this criminally because she's not the one that's taking the money out from the lender, right? She's like someone that might have helped them, but more often than not, the gift donor isn't someone that gets charged. It would be Kody and Robyn, right? Because they're the ones that signed loan documents. They're the ones that said that it wasn't a loan. They're the ones that said that this money was a gift. They're the ones that told a lender that this money didn't have to be paid back and it wouldn't increase their debt to income, right? And what bothers me is that how many times has this man admitted to crimes? I mean, if he paid her back, right? It's false statements to a financial institution, which is 18 USC 1014, and bank fraud if there was an intent to deceive for loan approval. Maximum penalty up to 30 years in prison or up to $1 million in fine, although typical cases result in lesser sentences. And somehow he'll not get in trouble for this. Nothing will happen. She'll be out of money, and Kody will have committed a fraud on a bank, a fraud to a mortgage company, a fraud on her, and Janelle will just sit there and say, it's a debt issue. There's nothing I can do about it. And Kody will lie and say that he paid her back, and he'll act as though he's untouchable and nothing will happen. And it just pisses me off because so many other reality stars have gone to prison for doing stuff like this, and yet Kody never gets in trouble. Ever. Ever. I don't know how. This is not like the FBI being like, yo, Kody, come on, knocking down his door. It's so annoying. But it'll never happen because it's not a large scale fraud. There was no loss to the bank. The only victim here is Janelle, and this is just another, this is more proof about the harms of polygamy, about what the men do to the women, and how what she did left her no legal recourse to actually demand the money. Kody can lie and say he paid her back, and his image looks fine. It's just stupid. And ugh. So Robyn and Kody don't pay back the money. Janelle's out $100,000. Kody will never be held responsible for this. And there's no pushback from the producers. There's nobody questioning this. And it's just all just disgusting. Kody and Robyn are despicable. They sold that property so that they could be done with them. Their fraud is over. And I guess the only benefit now is that they can't, rip off anyone else. But at least now they don't have any new wives to rip off. But that could be why Robyn's trying to get him to get a new wife, because she needs more money. So, yeah, Robyn makes everyone dangerous. She can't handle accountability. She avoids responsibility. She doesn't want to be confronted. Kody lies about the money that he paid back Janelle, and Janelle admits that she was a victim of Kody and Robyn. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, bye.